Hey, Picks and Parlay family, me, Detroit Lenny here, with a little bet win repeat action. Follow me on Twitter at Detroit_Lenny. I'm a funny dude on Twitter, I think. This is the bet win repeat show. We're bringing Sean Higgs and Jesse Shule in a minute. Talk a little bit about everything and anything going on in a Thursday situation. If we're into contests, folks, I can't say this enough. Join the Picks and Parlay contest page, facebook.com/group/Picks and Parlay contests. The weekly contest starts every Monday. There's 4 people left in that. We started out with, there's more than 4 people left in that. There's 6 people left in that. We started with 727. We're down to Tate, the Great, maybe, Julie Carley, Tim Tea Time Pierce, Alex Fox, Mark Andrews, and Raymond Quinn as Mr. Q. So we got some action going on there. The monthly contest is down to whatever today's date is, 27th. We only go to the 30th, so we only got a couple more picks of that, and that's 2 days left, and that's anybody's race here. I haven't updated that at all as far as the spreadsheet yet, but that's anybody's race. To be honest with you, everybody's within 4 or 5 wins of each other. So there's like 10 people vying for first, second, and third. So definitely check that out. And that's for $250. So check that out over there. This is the group page. We're trying to get to 3,000 members. I hate saying members. It's not a club. It's just a group page. I don't know, 3,000 people in the group. By the end of the year, we're at like 2,700. So we're right there. So we started with less than 2 before the year. Bang, bang, pow, boom, pow. That's what we're trying to do. Don't forget, if you're looking for any of these premium handicappers I'm about to bring up here, legends in their own minds, both of them, legends in their own minds, Sean Higgs and Jesse Shule. Use this promo code MLB at picksandparlays.net. That'll save you 20% off the entire site. Also, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. I'm going to bring these 2 knuckleheads in because they're itching to talk some stuff. So let me bring these guys in here. Esteemed panel that we have here. Caller Sean Higgs doesn't read his email.
Wolverines, baby. I'm the resistance. I'm the part of the revolution here.
He's the resist. That's good. Jesse Shule. This is the epitome.
Was it really an email? Has this turned into the?
No, this is really not
Ross?
an email.
I'm gonna start calling you Ross from now on.
I got to tell you, it's pretty hot wearing a 3-piece suit at the beach like this. You can see the sun's beating down on me and everything.
I was gonna say it's you. The only thing you're missing are big dark sunglasses. Yeah, you need that. That gives off that cartel vibe. And Magic Johnson's yacht parked behind you there. But yeah, this panel looks like what Sean is what we are day to day. I'm what we're supposed to be on camera, and this is when Jesse Shule goes out at night. This is the 3 levels of men's attire right here. You're either in a t-shirt, a polo, or you're on a beach in a 3-piece suit. He probably doesn't have pants on. So, I mean, take that for what it's worth, folks.
I've gone on record several times saying I don't even own a pair of pants.
I know. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. You're never going to get three knuckleheads like this on a panel here. I just found out Jesse Shule is doing crime panel stuff. I don't know, man. What's going on with you guys? I haven't seen you in a week. And Sean Higgs joined the resistance. He got himself a 3-piece suit, which he's only wearing 2 of them.
Maybe that's the problem. There's just not enough going on in the world of sports right now that we got to get into other things.
Yeah,
keep busy, right?
Baseball is.
Listen, I like baseball because, I mean, I like Jesse does CFL and soccer and dips into other things. I'm strictly baseball. So for me, it's a day like this. You got a couple games, it's fine. It's easy to pull back from look at lines because I got football on the horizon. I do some previews for that, which they're on the Winning Free Picks page for previews, folks. Throw that out there because I don't know why people they watch from Picks Parlays, but they won't come over to. I can't load them up over
that
here.
Either. It's the same group of knuckleheads.
I don't mind easy days in baseball like this. You got a handful of games, it's fine, because in another 2 weeks when NFL preseason starts, I know people don't like preseason. Jess, you can attest to this, man. Preseason, you can make money. The coaches tell you exactly what you're going to do, who's going to play, and not just make money. Maybe you're not. Maybe you won't make money. Maybe you'll have a losing side of it. But the information is there for you to have a better understanding or an edge at least than a regular season game. No? Yes, Jess? What do you think?
I'm pretty conservative with my preseason picks. My record over the last 3 seasons in the preseason, 13-3, which is obviously good, but it gives you an idea that I don't bet on very many preseason games. I just did a preview for the Hall of Fame game, and I mentioned in that preview that 2 of those 3 losses over the last 3 years were in the Hall of Fame game. So I'm not putting out a premium on the Hall of Fame game this year. It's going to be a free pick only, but yeah, I mean, the secret to my success is really being conservative and picking your spots. And I mean, obviously, I'm looking for who's going to play, who's playing their starters, what kind of quarterback competitions do we have,
Yes.
and let's just talk about that Hall of Fame game. It's not that far away. Why don't we just get right into that?
Get right into it. Let's go.
Okay, well, how familiar are you guys with Chris Streveler? Is that a guy that you're familiar with?
He's Mr. Preseason.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Okay, so his stats last year, he threw for 277 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 pick on 24 of 33 passing in 3 games. I think he had a couple walk-off game-winning touchdowns in those games, and they cut him, if you could believe that. Like, why bring a guy in and ask him to play?
The Jets also had like 9 quarterbacks too. They have, like.
I guess they had Flacco and they had a bunch of other bums, but I personally am a fan of Streveler, and I would expect him to get plenty of time this preseason as well. And he's already proven he can do it. He's a champion in the CFL. He's like a Taysom Hill style player. He's like in the CFL, they were using him like on short yardage situations, quarterback sneaks and short yardage runs, gimmick plays, trick plays. He's a built guy. He's a big, strong guy that can like Taysom Hill, but maybe even a little bit better in the passing game.
Okay. So you don't think old Zach Wilson's going to get a good run here in the practice?
Oh, I do think he's going to see some time. But I was looking at the Browns backups. Have you seen the quarterback depth of the Cleveland Browns? I mean, they better hope that Watson doesn't get hurt.
I mean, you got Dobbs behind there, and then you got Dorian Thompson-Robinson and Kellen Mond.
Kelly Mond from Baylor. Kelly Mond.
Yeah.
It was Texas A&M, I believe.
Oh, A&M, was it? A&M?
Yeah.
And I don't even remember him being very good at Texas A&M, let alone in the NFL. I'm not a big Kellen Mond fan myself.
I'm not high on these Browns at all in general, even with Deshaun Watson. So there's that on a regular, like on a regular season game. So
I don't know. I think people are kind of sleeping on the Browns a little bit here.
Yeah, I mean, you got the top 3 offensive line, and Nick Chubb's basically. I mean, is there a better back than Nick Chubb?
Chubb is great. You got they got Elijah Moore from the Jets they bought over, which I thought's. Hey, on the Jets. Let's get rid of a 23-year-old up-and-coming wide receiver to bring in like Lazard and a Cobb because we want to bring in Aaron Rodgers' friends.
Yeah, and not to mention, well, speaking of Aaron Rodgers, there's so much to talk about in this game because Aaron Rodgers yesterday, I believe, signs an extension with the Jets, takes it by all means a $35 million pay cut, but he really just extends that money out so they have money on the cap. It's not like he said, no, I'm good. I don't need the $35 million. I hate when their headlines clickbait like that. Like Aaron Rodgers takes $35 million pay cut. He didn't really take the pay cut. Okay. He just extended his money out so they could get more talent and stuff. But the Jets.
And again, who they're bringing in? They're bringing in Cook, right? They're going to sign Cook.
I think so. I mean, they need to because Breece Hall.
He'll be good for 2 games.
I like Delvin Cook. Now, Delvin Cook scares shit out of me.
I mean, Delvin Cook's elite when he's healthy, but isn't he always injured?
Well, Hall's coming back from injury. I don't hate that signing. I really don't.
I don't hate that either. You need
I'm more annoyed at bringing in Reggie Cobb and Alex Lazard. Or Alan Lazard, rather.
Alan Lazard and Randall Cobb.
Like, what is that about? Come on, man.
Yeah, like you can't. But I do like the Miko Hardman. I like that guy. I like that cat.
Yes.
I
I
like
love
that
Miko
cat.
Hardman from KC.
I like that cat. I think between him, I think the 1-2 punch is Garrett Wilson and him, and then those up. The third wide receiver is a rotating door, kind of between Lazard, Cobb.
Well, let's be honest. Lazard and Cobb are going to get all the throws because that's his friends. And when one of these other guys screws something up, he's going to sulk like he did. I mean, Lenny, you're a Tiger fan. Yes, you are. But you're also a Lions fan. You saw the last game of the year. He cost them the playoffs.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers cost his team the playoffs. Like, he's not getting better. He's not getting younger. And you bring in Hackett to run this offense. Is that a joke?
Well, what percentage chance do you give him to play all 17 games? I mean, I'd have to say it's less than 50-50.
No, he'll play every game.
Aaron Rodgers?
You think so?
Talking Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he starts every. And I mean, Ben obviously
he started every
no injury.
He's never been. I mean, was hurt twice in his career? I mean, he plays every game all the time.
Yeah, he plays. He is
a little older though.
I'll say that, but he is getting older.
He played 17 last year, 38, 16 the year before, 37.
He got his ass.
And then went on an ayahuasca retreat.
Well, hey, more. I mean, I ain't hating on him for that, but
I mean, he looks older than us, to be honest.
Oh my God! I saw a meme the other day. Was it earlier or whatever? I don't know. It was this guy sitting at a game, and he looked like Aaron Rodgers, but a lot thinner and stressed out. And they were like Aaron Rodgers by week 6.
I think Rodgers is going to have a handful of games this year where he's going to look like MVP, but he's also going to have a few games where he looks like Joe Flacco last year kind of thing.
You look at the Jets right away. Their season starts out at home against Buffalo. That's not an easy game, obviously. Nope. At Dallas, that's not an easy game. New England at home, that's not easy. Kansas City at home, not easy. Then you travel to Denver, and you have Philly. That's your first 6 games.
Yeah, it could be
0-6.
Then you
get a bye week.
You could be 1-5.
What if he starts 0-6 going into the bye week? Who here is not going to ask for Zach Wilson? If you're a Jets fan, when do you start asking for Zach Wilson?
And how many fights do you think Rodgers is going to have with his teammates at that point too?
Oh,
the locker room would be a disaster.
He's this guy. He's this guy in the media. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you in the locker room, he's quiet and does his stuff and leaves. He's that guy. I don't think he's a vocal leader. I think that's and when he is a vocal leader, he comes across as very douchey. I don't know how else to say that. Like I don't know, but like I don't know. I could see 0-6 going into the bye. I know where's Tim Earl.
They got this team like winning. Like you mentioned, all right. Should they beat New England at home? Yes. Buffalo's a toss-up. And honestly, I think they beat Buffalo because I think Josh Allen took a step back last year because his coach was gone, and I think he's going to regress again. I can see a win there. I can see them losing to Dallas because I think Dallas is going to start. They're either going to start 2-0 or 0-2. Dallas, I can see them losing the Giants in week 1. That's a tough game, though. He kind of plays up in Dallas. Kansas City's a loss. At Denver's a loss. I mean, Denver's a really improved team. Defense will be good, and now you got a real head coach there, which automatically makes them a better team. Philly's a loss. The game against the Giants is, I think, a toss-up at best. Chargers, I think, again, toss-up maybe. I mean, Chargers are pretty good. I don't like their coach. Beat the Raiders. You're going to lose at Buffalo. Miami. I think as long as Tua's not retired by then.
In November, he'll be in Monday Night Football booth by then.
I mean, look at this.
Yeah, there's no way Tua is making it through a full season.
And
I like that. He's a hit away from being out with a.
Oh yeah, I mean he's probably already been told he shouldn't be playing, and he's.
I said that last year, Lenny. How many times I said that last year in the show? Like, how is it?
Somebody
he's not coming back.
To say that to him, and that falls on his camp.
I'll tell you what. Nick Bosa is going to drill him into the ground. He'll get unsportsmanlike. His head's going to bounce off the ground. He's on freaking Queer Street, dizzy, and then there goes their season down the drain.
Yeah,
All he needs is one hit, and that's it for that team.
I agree. And you know who else I think is going to have that same kind of protocol is the little fellow from Carolina, Bryce Young. He's going to be in trouble with that. I think these quarterbacks, I think those guys are too small. I don't want to be that guy, but I think they're too small. Great athleticism. But if you can't take the hit, you should be on the sideline. I mean, I don't know how to say that nicely.
I mean, a lot of these guys coming out of college too, when you're playing for Alabama or Ohio State, your team has all the biggest, best athletes,
Right.
and all your opponents have the inferior, smaller, weaker, less athletic guys, and it makes you look like you're some kind of world beater. But the reality is, you get to the NFL, you're not playing the likes of Purdue and Indiana and this and that, right?
Appalachian State, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not to mention, to your point, you're in college. You have, if you're playing in Alabama, you got probably the top offensive line in the country, one of. And
I mean, 5-star recruits at every position for
right.
both Ohio State and Alabama every year, right? They're going to be.
And then you go into the pros, and you got
stacked.
not as many. First of all, your roster
An offensive line, and if you're a high draft pick, you're going to a team that sucks, and their offensive line's probably going to stink, which is normally the case, and then you get creamed.
Which is how they got Tua, which is how Carolina got,
which is one of the reasons why I like Deshaun Watson, because he was playing with Clemson, and instead of playing for one of the, I mean, Clemson's obviously a big school as well, but I mean, they were the underdog, and he was beating an Alabama team that he wasn't supposed to beat. So for me, I like college quarterbacks that beat Alabama, not quarterbacks that play for Alabama or Ohio's. The giant killers in college, you know what I mean? The guys that succeed at smaller schools.
I 100% am on board with that. I'm more of the smaller school quarterback. You know what I want from the bigger schools? I want the O-line and the D-line. I want those big guys. I want those. I'll take every offensive, defensive line you got from those.
We've seen quarterbacks like it's such a crapshoot. Like Jess said,
Josh
you're
Allen
drafted in the top 10, you're a top 5 pick. You're going to a bad team, new head coach, rebuilding team. You're done. And in today's day and age, they go 2 years, and then a new guy comes in, and you're out the door. Sam Howell treatment. Who's the kid in? He's in Washington, right? Sam Howell's in Washington.
Haskins.
Right. I'm trying to think of guys who. Who's the Carolina guy? Carolina drafted a guy, and then what was his name from? Ole Miss. They drafted a guy.
You got Josh Rosen and Sam Darnold, Dwayne Haskins, Kyler Murray had a little bit of a hot start, but he's now not considered to be a top quarterback anymore. Or he's on the downside by the looks of things.
You get to a team. Yeah, well, we talk about Rosen for Arizona, right? The coach gets fired. He's on the bench. They bring in a new quarterback. Here come the Jets. We're going to bench a quarterback. We're trading Sam Darnold. We're trading. I mean, how's it his fault you're on a bad team? Like, you don't have a shot.
Yeah, I don't get all that. If I'm a quarterback coming out in college, I want to go mid-first round. I don't want to go at the end because I don't want to sit forever either.
They could say what you want about Aaron Rodgers. He sat for 2 years behind Favre.
Yeah. Which is
Steve Young sat for a long time.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Jordan Love has started. Stephen Bowman says Love has one start he drafted in 2020. Aaron was
but you know what? You're behind Aaron Rodgers. That's fine, Steven, though. Like, that's good. Maybe he picked up some stuff. Rodgers fairly consistent. I mean, like, you're sitting behind Aaron Rodgers, that's fine. I'm learning. I'm watching. You can't really complain about that. And that's why I kind of like Green Bay this year. You sat behind a Hall of Famer. And the players, listen, they're going to respect you because you're not going to get on them because you're new. They're not going to be like, oh, this guy, because you don't have the authority to come in and badmouth somebody if they drop a pass from you. I'm not going to throw to you anyway. Matt Corral, thank you. Yeah. Corral, he gets drafted. He gets hurt. New regime comes in. There goes his career. Sam Howell, they drafted him. They didn't play him. Now they're playing him, and Ron Rivera's on the hot seat. So the team's a hot mess. Now they're going to play him when it's a disaster. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
how many guys might have been great? You never know because they get put into such bad situations.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is, a lot of these teams tanked to get these guys so that they could destroy them. So you tank, you lose a bunch of games at the end of the year, upset your fans, then you draft a guy that's highly touted, and he goes nowhere. You ruin his career, and it's a vicious cycle of hot garbage.
Speaking of this game, though, let's handicap this. I mean, it's about even. I think Cleveland -1 and 1.5 or whatever. I got a total of 33.5. Are we? I mean, if you're putting out a premium play on it, you don't have to obviously answer. I mean, you don't have to answer it either way. But do we like anything? Do we really like this game?
My free play was on the Jets for the reasons I already said. I like the quarterback depth. Like we're not going to see Rodgers. We're not going to see Watson. So you look down the depth chart. Yep. And you got Strevler, who lit it up last year, who I like. Zach Wilson, who I don't love Zach Wilson, but let's face it, he's a high draft pick, success in college.
Yeah.
He's next in line, so he's trying to win a job.
And that's if they even play him. Let's be honest, they might not even play him in week 1.
And then you got Tim Boyle, who's kind of like a veteran backup guy who I don't think much of Tim Boyle, but I would call him as far as preseason goes. The guy's got starting experience in real games. He's been around the league for a few years, and at least he's still on a roster. Yes. Whereas you compare him to Dobbs and DTR, I mean, those guys to me are like, I mean, does anybody really think they're going to be in the league for the next 2 or 3 years? I personally don't. And Kellen, DTR, I would say we don't really know yet if he's an NFL caliber quarterback. Mm-hmm. But Kellen Mond, I'll go on the record right now and say this guy's not an NFL caliber.
Okay. I kind of like the over 32 and 30.
Oh my
33.
God, no way.
I know.
History's against
ugly,
you.
Man.
History is against you.
I know. It's so ugly. It's not pretty, but that's the one I'm leaving with out of all the bets I could make on that game. I'm gonna take the over.
I could make an argument for going like under 20.
Somebody's gonna
Somebody's going to win, 13-3, 16-6.
Somebody scores 20 points. Somebody scores 20 points.
That's right. But the problem is the other team's not scoring 10 now. Are you getting 10 from the other team? You're still not over.
Touchdowns. 34. All right, so I'm looking at 35 total. I don't know why. I don't know why. I look at this and I've been looking at it, and I know history, the all Hall of Fame game. It's probably the easiest bet you'll ever make in the NFL is taking the under in the NFL.
They're going to miss all the field goal attempts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. I didn't think about that. I don't know. I do. I think we do see Zach Wilson at some point in this game. A little bit. Just a little. Like a series, a quarter, or something. He's got to do something because they're not just going to throw. I mean, what are they going to do? Throw Tim Boyle and Christy? Well, how do you say his last name? Strever?
I don't even think. Zach's
I'm telling you, Strevler's good. I know. To be honest, I'd be more comfortable with Strevler, like just playing. I don't think he's going to play the whole game, but I mean, this guy is going to move the ball. And not only that, like I said, he threw for 277 yards, five touchdowns and a pick last year. They cut him. So you don't think he's going to have a chip on his shoulder? I mean, he wants to make a statement. He's gonna be playing like this is his Super Bowl, right? He's not like going out there trying not to get hurt and just going through the motions.
Yeah, it's his audition tape for real. I mean,
here's some scores from the past years. Ready?
Oh God.
27-11. You got that last year with the Raiders.
Boom. We're starting
16-13. No, 2020, no game COVID. 14-10. 17-16, 2018, no game, bad field, 14-3, 17-13, 17-10, 24-20, 16-7.
Just saying.
And then earlier ones were, you got some in a lot of teams in the 20s, but that was also they played that game because they had an extra.
Yeah.
It's changed in the last couple of years with the adding a game, taking away exhibition, like whatever preseasons, but I don't. It's tough doing it over there because, again, I don't think Zach Wilson plays.
I think he sees a little.
Not only that, I'm looking at the depth charts now, and every year when preseason starts, they pull guys out of the woodwork that you didn't even know were going to be there. You end up with I'm looking at the top 4 quarterbacks. You get into like 6th and 7th string quarterbacks sometimes in the preseason, right?
Well, it's not even that, dude. The quarterbacks, which is a good point. It's everybody around them. Now we're looking at the 3rd, 4th string right guard. The left tackle, the wide receiving room, like you mentioned, what's his name from Jets, Chris Streveler. Yeah, let's say he goes out and he is running, high motor. He's just 100% the whole game, but he's still throwing to maybe.
Yeah, if the receivers are dropping the ball
Charles,
and
DJ Luther, who the hell are those guys? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, he could have a great game and not have a great game.
Well, that's why you look at coach's performance, though, and does he put guys in there to give his team a chance? And we're talking about a coach who's undefeated in his career in the preseason, only 2 seasons. But I mean, we've seen a guy like Harbaugh, right? What is he? He's hitting it like an 85% clip in his career in the preseason.
Yep.
Clearly, he's putting guys out there, giving his team a chance to win, and he wants to win these games. And I mean, there is a separation in philosophy. You got some guys who don't give a shit, who will put guys out there that aren't going to put you in the best position. But then you have other guys who are like, hey, I want to go into the regular season off of a few feel good wins.
Yes.
I don't want my players to think we ever play to lose. On this team, we play to win all the time. It's perhaps a little early to say Salah's got that mentality after 2 seasons, but he hasn't shown us anything to the contrary.
Yep.
That's fair.
I think both of these teams should be looked at teams like want to win and try to build like some momentum because they got some.
Yeah, Stefanski's got a 4-2 record the last 2 years, so I mean, it's not like he's out there trying to lose games either.
That's fair.
He might be on the hot seat, unfortunately for him. I mean, it's not his fault. He got Cincinnati in his division and Baltimore and even Pitt. I mean, they could be the worst team in this division. I mean, he's in a tough spot. He needs any kind of. I don't know. I
think you were onto something when you said people are sleeping on the Browns because if they get any kind of serviceable play from Watson, look at them everywhere else.
I think they will. Why wouldn't they? When last year the guy was out for a year before he came back. So I'm gonna put that up to what it was. You don't play. It takes time to get back into game time speed. I think we've seen that.
Definitely got to be a little bit of rust.
But he had a whole year to work that off. So now it's different.
But he's also 2 years older.
And what's he, 26? I mean, remember, these guys come out at 22 now. It's not – they don't stay 4 years in college and coming out at 21, 22 years old, and now they're 26, 27. They're 23 years old. I mean, I pull up the Jets roster here.
27, yeah. He's about to be 28 in September, though.
You're in your prime of your life. I mean, your body doesn't stop developing until you're 25 years old. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like you
guys watch some of my recent bench press videos. You'd think I'm in the prime of my life.
330. Look at some of these ages. Look at you talk about guys ready for this. Jets got a kid on their team who's 20, running back, 20, 24, 25, 23, 22, 22, fullback, 27, 24, little older wide receivers, 26, 30. Cobb is 32. I thought he was 42.
Yeah, those guys.
22, 25, 27. Lazard, 27. Like, you got older guys. Everybody else, 23. Wilson's 23 years old.
Yeah. He still has time to go somewhere and be a
24. The tight ends, 24, 24, 22, 24. I mean, 27's the old man. At 27, you're old. You got 5 years in the league.
The window in the NFL is early 20s to late 20s. Like, you're in your 20s.
But that's also why I think you get some bad
Not for quarterbacks, though. I mean, most quarterbacks don't really get the opportunity and they don't really blossom until it's kind of I mean, I guess in recent seasons we've seen young guys succeed, but the whole Steve Young, Aaron Rodgers apprenticeship style used to sort of be the way where you don't even get a chance till you're 26 years old or something.
Yeah, well, if you're on a good team, it should take a bit for you to get in
this
there.
up. You don't think the Jets will flame out? Jets are a wild card team. That's about it. Bills still run that division. Miami is a toss-up. Miami is obviously, you got to look at.
It's the quarterback. If he's going to last, though, I mean, their backup quarterback's Matt White.
Yeah.
Which I like. I mean, you saw flashes from him. So, I mean, maybe on that team, they have a stable of running backs, and you got Tyreek Hill. Anything's possible.
Magic Mike White. I'm telling you, you never know. But I think it's Buffalo's division to lose. Let's talk a little baseball. Trade deadline. Giolito is now an Angel, officially. The Angels gave up with the White Sox, give up Lucas Giolito and Ronaldo Lopez to White Sox to get Edgar Cuero and Kai Bush, catcher and a long relief pitcher or left-handed. Sorry. Any thoughts on that? Why are the Angels buying?
Soften the blow when they deal Ohtani.
No. They're not trading. And I was all for Ohtani to like Tampa or Ohtani and Rendon to a dump out Yankees or the Mets or whatever, right? You get out of the Rendon contract. It's $114 million, $38 million a year. And then when you offer him $45 million next season, hey, we turned down $45 million. I can't help it. Now it lifts off the bubble. We're not trading Ohtani because really, if they say, you know what, maybe we don't trade Ohtani at all. If he walks, he walks. We offer him $40 million. What do? We can't offer him $60 million. He puts fans in the seats. He's going to hit 65 homers. He maybe breaks Braun's record. Who knows? You make a move like this. Caro he's the number 2 prospect down the White Sox coming over in that deal. That's how good he is. Giolito's under contract. That's a move for this year and next year. You make a move, say, you know what? We're 5 back at the wild card. We're alive here. Now, if Ohtani turns down $45 million, which he probably will, you got Giolito to fill that spot. You get a bullpen. Everybody needs bullpen help. That's a great deal for Angels. I mean, that should be every other team should be looking to do a deal like that. Okay. I think it's a great deal. They're not trading Ohtani. No way. I think they actually go on a run now because you bring him over. He's got some issues in Chicago with his ex-wife or whatever. It's just the whole team's a mess. Now you're on a team that says we're going for it as opposed to a team that's 15 games under. I think it changes the mentality of everybody. I think like, wow, you know what? We're not trading guys. We're bringing guys in here. Everybody gets a little shot in the butt, a little spank
under there. Yeah.
Yeah. And long term, it's a good move. Now you have him under contract for next year.
Is there any chance they could get Trout back in like late August or September, or is he just done?
I think that's when he only plays. Is he only plays in April,
If
May,
he comes back in August, September, super. If he's out, so be it. I mean, forget about it. You need pitching. Have we not seen this? Who cares about guys getting 40 homers? I saw Judge and the Yanks get just shuffled right. I mean, they barely beat Cleveland because they had no pitching because they can't. Pitching shuts down hitting. So,
okay.
Judge would be great, sure, but you know what? You got to get there first.
4 games out of the wild card. 4 games out of wild card, and 7 games out of first place is where the Angels sit right now. They're up 1-0 in the second inning. Michael Lorenzo gave up a good run.
Well,
1-0 over Tigers.
If their heart's in it right now, like, all right, we're going for this. You should sweep Detroit. Tomorrow you have Giolito versus Gausman. Listen, Lenny, Detroit, do yourselves a favor. Follow the Giolito lead. And, I mean, I'll talk about Rosario and Cleveland in a second. But 2 teams in your division just sent up the white flag. So are you thinking you're good enough to beat Tampa, Toronto, Texas, Houston? I mean, are you good? No. I'm trading Rodriguez and I'm trading Matt Manning. I didn't know Matt Manning was 31. I'm trading both of those guys and a bullpen guy and trying to get, top-tier talent back.
I agree. Matt Manning wins the game 2 of this game.
I like Matt Manning.
Doubleheader today. I like Matt Manning today. Like Ohtani was on the mound today, and they're up 1-0. It's second inning, whatever. There's a lot of time left there. Angels win game 1. Tigers win game 2. That's how I have this bet. I mean, but I took the Nerfy in the first game at -120. That's hit, and then I got the under in the first game with Ohtani and Lorenzo on the mound, or Lorenza on the mound. And then in the second game is Sandoval against Manning. I'll take Manning at plus money on the Tigers in a game 2. Yeah.
I like the Tigers. Like last night, I'm like, well, I kind of like the Tigers say home dog, doubleheader, Angels, a lot of uncertainty. But trade-wise, I kind of like, wow, you know what? I sort of like the Angels now. Like, I just figured that is a spark. We're going for it. And again, with the Whites, with Detroit, what are they doing? Chicago says we're dealing. The Cleveland Indians, can't score runs. They're trading a good hitting shortstop for Noah Syndergaard.
I mean, listen, we're 10 games out of the wild card, so that's not happening, obviously. But we're only 6 games out of the division. That division is anybody's game. I mean, that's anybody's game. There's no I don't want them to go for the division. I don't want the Tigers to be buyers at the trade deadline. I want them to sell it all. Sell it all, especially Javi Baez, for the love of God. Just write that man a check and let him leave. Just let him leave. Don't get anything from him. If he gives you a pat on the ass on the way out and says thanks, that's all I want. Just can leave. But that's how I feel about him. I don't like that guy. Yeah. So, anyways, that's about all for baseball, though. There's a small slate today.
Ugly card. I couldn't even find a game.
I bet my Tigers.
The baseball card was so ugly, I went with WNBA instead.
Talk to me a little bit about WNBA. You doing anything? You said you're on that or soccer? What is?
I had a really good season with WNBA last year. It hasn't translated over into this year. Still trying to recalibrate a few things, figure this out. But yeah, it's been a bit hit and miss. But I got a play I like today. Goes off pretty soon.
All right, get after that.
All I can say about that.
That's fair. Check out Jesse Schul's premium plays, picksandparlays.net. Who's this guy? Sean Higgs, the man.
Yeah, Cam. I look like Cam.
I know. I don't know because Cam's texted me about doing free picks, so I'm like, whatever. I don't know what to tell you. But I don't. Sean Higgs is going to want to talk about this next subject real quick, and then we're going to bounce out of here. Soccer. Just let it sink in, okay? Sean Higgs. See, I knew it. God damn it.
He's gone, and he's gone.
Higgs, you were going to want to talk about this. Tell me about the guy. The guy turned down $1 billion.
Kylian Mbappe was offered $1 billion. Sorry, by a Saudi team, $1 billion, and he turned it down. He turned down $1 billion, and apparently he wants to go to Real Madrid. I mean, I'm sure he's still going to get $500 million or something, but it's interesting that he would turn down all that money. Clearly, he's not in it for just the money because nobody else can afford to pay anybody $1 billion. Nobody's ever been paid $1 billion.
That's the highest, obviously the highest. Sorry, yeah. Sean Higgs says soccer. Goodbye. I can't stop talking about this with everybody and anybody about this. We talked about this yesterday a little bit too. Like, I get that there's a transfer fee of like $300 and some odd million. Basically, he would net or whatever $700 million. You can't. I said this the other day on the show. I will for $700 million. I'll play butt ass naked soccer in Antarctica. Okay, I don't care where you want me to play, when you want me to play, anything like that. I'm in, and my family will understand because that's generational wealth. And like
we always talk about salaries, and we never really factor in marketing deals and sponsorship deals and all the other money that they get. And because going to Saudi Arabia, I think it's not going to be as good for your marketability as far as sponsorship deals and such. You're not going to be in the Champions League anymore. You're not going to be playing as meaningful games. So you're basically selling out, right? You're just
yeah, but don't because you get paid more. Is it take the compensation from like say endorsements and stuff like that? Even though you go to Saudi, sounds like those Saudi guys are willing to pay more. Obviously,
oh yeah,
to compensate what they know you're going to lose from endorsements and whatever, not being in the championship.
Well, I mean, it depends on what kind of guy you are, though. If you just want, if that's what it's all about for you, you want the money. You go to Saudi, you get your billion bucks. You probably don't even have to play hard or train hard. You can be the best player in their league in your sleep. You can get overweight. You can sleep in till noon. You can sort of be like
the life that I'm already living.
Like the later years for Maradona. Maradona would have loved this deal. Give me $1 billion and I'll go get fat in Saudi Arabia. But if you're a competitor, if you want to play against the best players in the world, you want to compete in the Champions League and play the best teams in Europe, maybe you're willing to take less money to do that. And when I say less money, we're still talking hundreds of millions of dollars for Mbappe.
Yeah, we're not talking like, I'm going to go play here for 50 grand instead of playing for $100 million. He's still going to get, Steven says Real Madrid will back up the Brinks truck for him. And then PSG only has Neymar. He can't win the Champions League with just him. PSG is done. Well, there you go. Tune in tomorrow for Higgs gives prop bets on Real Madrid. That's fair. I would love just to freak everybody out and have Higgs do like a soccer and WNBA golf parlay.
Women's World Cup, a Women's World Cup and WNBA parlay.
God. I will say this: the Women's World Cup is going on right now, and I sat and I watched. I will say some of it. With my youngest daughter's 13 years old. She has played like little league soccer stuff or whatever, but it was cool she had questions about the World Cup and some stuff I could answer, some stuff I couldn't. My wife's really big in soccer, so she answered most of those, but it was cool I watch football with my boys. Like we watch football, we watch baseball, we watch sports, like whatever, but, to watch it with my girl like that, it was kind of cool. And I listen, competitors. I couldn't tell you who won. Did the U.S. women's team win last night?
No, they got a draw, 1-1.
Okay, it was I don't even remember.
Netherlands.
Yeah. You guys will kill Sean. We will. Yeah, WNBA and World Cup. Just let them have a video. Oh my God, we'll get so bad. It is what it is. He doesn't bet him full. There it is. Jesse Schul, my man, I appreciate you coming on as always. Sean Higgs, I know you're out there somewhere. I appreciate you coming on as well. But every Thursday we're here Monday through Friday. Actually, Monday through Friday we're here. Bet Win Repeats here 1 o'clock Eastern. These knuckleheads are on Thursdays, so don't forget to tune in there. We will be back tomorrow. I think Hannah Mears is hosting the show tomorrow. I'll be behind the scenes, but Nick and Timmer will be on tomorrow from Earl Sports Bets. But I appreciate everybody stopping by. Don't forget, if you're looking for Jesse Schul's premium plays, head over to picksandparlays.net. Use that promo code MLB. Save you 20% off the entire site. Like, subscribe, share, ring that bell for notifications. This has been the Bet Win Repeat Show. Whew.
Yeah, I'm about to.
There. Yeah, it's like 5 a.m. for you, right?
It's 1 a.m. right now.
1 a.m. or something. It's I'm in Vegas, so it's almost
10 to 1.
Yeah, I'm about to take a nap, my old ass. I got like a couple of videos. So good luck, everybody out there, unless you're against us. Take